Let's get back to the draft. The draft is less than a week away, and fans are very excited to hear the name that could one day alter their franchise. Now, one of those names may just be Jackson Holliday. If that name sounds a little familiar, that's because you may have heard of his dad, seven-time All-Star Matt Holliday. Jackson has been wowing scouts throughout his high school career, but now has an interesting decision to make. The 18-year-old can either go pro or commit to playing for his hometown school of Oklahoma State, where his uncle is the head coach and his dad is an assistant. How could you pass that up? Alana Rizzo recently sat down with the Hollidays to discuss their thoughts on the draft, which is just days away.
You guys have a big decision ahead of you. You can either decide to stay here, play college ball at Oklahoma State for your uncle in front of your dad, in front of your family, or you can decide to start your professional baseball career. Obviously a big decision. How do you weigh both of those?
For us, we've kind of talked about having like 2 plan A's, and we can either go to OSU and be able to compete in Stillwater and in front of my friends and family, and play with my dad and my uncles. Either do that or start my professional career. Either way will be the right path, and I'm excited.
Matt, do you have to assume you make the decision and it's right and it will be?
Well, I think the thing for us is that he wants to be a professional baseball player ultimately, and that's what he wants to do for his living, and for, you know, that's what he has a passion for. And so whatever lane or whatever avenue is best for that, I think is what he should do. Selfishly, I'd love to have him around another 3 years on a day-to-day basis, but I know that he has a passion, and I want to help him pursue that dream.
Holliday is a very well-known name in Stillwater. It's a very well-known name in the big leagues because your dad had a 15-year, 7-time All-Star career. Do you put more pressure on yourself because you were a big leaguer's son?
I try not to. I try to just think of him as my dad, and I feel like that's something that I've done a good job of, and kind of just relying on him to help me through certain things, and I don't put pressure on myself at all.
I remember when you were itty-bitty running around the Rockies clubhouse when your dad was in Colorado, and you always were swinging bat. You were always trying to hit something. And your grandfather said that you have the best eye-hand coordination that he's ever seen. And this is a man that's been coaching college baseball for 40 years. So I have to ask you, is he being serious, Matt, or is your dad looking at this through grandpa-colored glasses?
I'd probably say both. Like, I think he's obviously a little biased and is very proud of his grandkids. But ever since a very young age, I remember my dad tied a wiffle ball on the roof of a house we lived in, and it hung down. He was little, like 2, and he had the red sort of old wiffle ball bat. And at that age, he would hit it, and he had it where it would circle around, and it would come back, and he would hit it before, you know, like it was a moving target. He does have incredible hand-eye coordination. That is one of his gifts, and one of the things that I think will help him reach his dreams.
A 1-2 count on Matt Holliday. Smoltz fires, swung on and missed. He got him with the slider, and that ends the inning.
Is it a bit odd that when you were slumping that you were watching your son's pure swing, but noticed how mechanically sound he was?
Yeah, it was odd. But at the same time, I'd be pitching to him. I remember vividly in the basement of a home we rented in Denver. I'm just kind of messing with him. Like, I'm throwing it to all quadrants of the plate. He's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old. And he's like covering it, and his body's in position, and he's hitting the ball with the right spin. And I'm like, how's he doing this? Like, I'm watching something, like, he's in, like, naturally not thinking about it. I'm like, this needs to be me. Like, I need to not think about it and just go back to hitting a ball like I was a kid. But it is strange that you're watching your 3-year-old and trying to figure out how to get out of a slump at the major league level.
Now you have a choice, as we mentioned, to either stay here, right down the road, go to OSU, or start your professional career. Have you ever been away from home? Will that be weird for you, and are you a mama's boy?
It'll definitely be weird. And last summer I was probably away from as long as I've ever been, and I'm definitely a mama's boy. We're pretty good friends, so it'll be weird.
We have a little work to do.
Yeah.
You know, there's some little things that
Such as? Do you know how to do laundry?
Yeah, I know how to do laundry.
Oh, I'm proud of
Do
Mom
you?
and Dad for teaching you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some things he's gonna have to work on if he goes away?
Yeah, I mean, we've tried to make sure, like, he knows how to cook some basic things, but you know, there's some little things. there's always a phone call away. And I think Leslie's considered getting an RV and just parking it outside wherever he goes. So I've had to talk her down on that a little bit, but I think he's as ready as an 18-year-old could be for such an adventure.
What do you think it's going to be like when you actually hear your name being called?
I'm excited. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a start of a new chapter, and I'm excited to see what the future holds.
What about you? What do you think that'll be like for you and Leslie?
I think that there's an element of being excited for him, of proud that you know, as a dad, like you said, I want what's best, what he wants, and this is what he's dreamed of and sort of pursued and has driven him to be the best. Like, this is the next sort of goal for him and what he set out to do, and so it's fun to see your kids reach some of their goals, and so it'll be really exciting.